The long season for girls basketball in the PIAA continues to roll on as we are in the final stretches of the season. And tonight we have the Tri-Valley League Girls Basketball Championship game in Duncan, Pennsylvania. Susquenita High School, the site. And we have the Girls Basketball Tri-Valley League Championship game between the number 2 seed, Susquenita Blackhawks, and the number 1 overall seed, St. Joseph's Catholic Wolfpack. Hello, everyone watching on the Perry County Talk Sports Zone Facebook and YouTube channels. I am Alex Wall, the Golden Pipes of Perry County Basketball. But I guess you can say tonight I am the Golden Pipes of Tri-Valley League Basketball. These two teams coming off a big-time performance this past Monday in the semifinals to make it to the championship game, and it could be a very tough task for the Susquenita Lady Hawks. Susquenita heads to this one with a Tri-Valley League record, 12 wins and 1 loss. That 1 loss coming hands up the Wolfpack. And you want to talk about one of the most dominant teams in the history of the Tri-Valley League? We have one right here tonight in the Wolfpack from St. Joseph's Catholic of Boalsburg, Pennsylvania. And just a dominant performance. The Wolfpack joined the Tri-Valley League just 4 years ago, and it was a very tough season for the Wolfpack back in 2022 and 23 season, where the Wolfpack went 0-13 in the league and 0-18 overall. But now, St. Joseph's Catholic, since then, listen to this stat. The Wolfpack are currently on a 50-game winning streak against teams out of the Tri-Valley League. 50 games. The last time that the Wolfpack lost in this league was back in 2023 at home against the Newport Buffaloes. That was a 42-25 win for the Lady Buffs. But Susquenita has this one 19-4 overall, and St. Joseph's Catholic Academy a perfect 13-0 in the league and 21-2 overall. This is a Wolfpack team that started this season splitting their first 4 games, going 2-2 with tough losses on the road against Bishop Carroll and Indiana area. But the Wolfpack have won 19 straight games ever since, and they are currently ranked number 3 in the District 6 1A power rankings, only behind number 2 Bishop Carroll and number 1 Bishop Guilfoyle. And laying the way for the Wolfpack, we see her shooting free throws right now for the Wolfpack. Warming up is the senior Naomi Crispin. She is committed to continuing her basketball career next year for Westchester University out of the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference Division II. Naomi Crispin this past Monday in the dominant 69-26 semifinal win against Juniata. She has earned her 2,000th career point. And listen to this. You want to talk about how rare the 2,000-point milestone is in basketball? That's not the case for the Crispin family. So, St. Joe's Naomi Crispin on Monday became the 4th player in the history of Center County, Pennsylvania to hit the 2,000-point milestone. She joined State College grad Kyla Irvin, Phillipsburg Osceola's Hale Harrington, and Penns Valley's Dana McDonald. Harrington currently holds the record for most points in Center County history, but not just in Center County. Naomi Crispin is the 4th player in her family to have 2,000 career points. Her father, who is his current assistant coach for Penn State University men's basketball, Joe, had 2,000 career points in his high school career. Her uncle also has 2,000, and her brother Elijah became one of the most recent players to get 2,000 career points. So no doubt about it, Naomi Crispin is the key player to keep an eye on for St. Joseph's Catholic Academy. And for Susquenita, the senior Brandon Prince leads the team with 10 points per game in the Tri-Valley League action. And now we'll be back and get you set for our starting lineups here at Susquenita High School. The Tri-Valley League Girls Basketball Championship game, the first of 2 championship games here today. And we'll have both of them for you live right here on the Perry County Talk Sports Zone Facebook and YouTube channels. Here we go with our starting lineups.
First, for the Lady Hawks, under the direction of head coach Glenn Leonard and assistant coaches Sue Collins, Mark Richard, Kevin Wilson, and Kevin Sherman. A senior guard number 5, number 15, Zoe Wilford. And a senior wearing number 25, Lena Beckenball. And now for the St. Joe's Wolfpack under the direction of head coach Bethany Irvin. Senior number 3, Naomi Crispin. A senior number 4, JC Cunningham. A senior number 11, Aubrey Yards. Sophomore number 22, Layla Hudson. And a senior number 32, Lauren Hine. And now, ladies and gentlemen, would please rise, and gentlemen, kindly remove your hats for the singing of our national anthem by the West Side Singers.
A beautiful live rendition of the national anthem by the Susquenita West Side Singers. Absolutely beautiful. Every time the West Side Singers are here, they bring it on here tonight. Yep. Facebook, guess what? This is not copyright. That is actually happening.
Still try.
Yeah, they're still going to try. They're hitting us heavy with the copyrights in the last couple of weeks, but for nothing that they can't get us for us. The West Side Singers are live. Not recorded, live. Facebook, remember that. We're kind of bound with Facebook right now, by the way. So here we go with the 2025-26 Tri-Valley League Girls Basketball Championship. The Wolfpack from St. Joseph's Catholic Academy are the two-time defending Tri-Valley League champions. They have won 50 consecutive games versus teams out of Tri-Valley League. And here we go with Susquenita. Susquenita is looking for their first Tri-Valley League championship since winning 3 in a row. Last time they did that was the 2019-20 season. Susquenita, because they are the away team, they do have the right to host the game tonight, as it was predetermined early in the season. But Susquenita is wearing black, and the home team officially here, St. Joe's, is wearing white. And here's Naomi Crispin, right away, expecting a big performance for her. And layup here just off the mark for number 11, Aubrey Yards. Aubrey Yards, a couple years ago, was the key player for St. Joe's on the way to their first Tri-Valley League championship a couple of years ago. And she is still doing good, but right now it's Naomi Crispin. Here is Crispin now. Over 2,000 points, and her shot is off the mark. Rebounded by Brennan Prince. The Susquenita Hawks with one loss in the Tri-Valley League this season, and that was back on January 15th. This is Goldsboro. And the Hawks are on the board first. A deep three-point shot for Crispin. I believe it was tipped, but goes out of bounds. Solly Rutler with the first 2 points of the game. Back on January 7th, or excuse me, January 15th. It was right here at Susquenita, and the Wolfpack dominated to a 74-35 win over the Lady Hawks. Susquenita looking for revenge here against the Lady Wolfpack and snap a 50-game winning streak for the Wolfpack. Pass around here, Selena Beckenball. Beckenball, pass, trying to find Lutmer, but it's deflected by Yards. Careful here, here's the shot, heavily contested. And good stuff for Lutmer, but 2 free throws coming up now. Foul commences, and for the Wolfpack, this is Leda Fetzer. Fetzer and to line the first foul on Leda Beckenball. First free throw, off the mark. Susquenita student section. We have both Susquenita teams here today going for a championship, and strong again is Fetzer. The Wolfpack struggling scoring-wise so far in this game so far. Defensively, they're doing all right, but 2-0 lead for the Hawks. Here's Beckenball. Ball goes over to Kaden Brent. Back to Beckenball. Bounce pass to Brandon Prince. Prince trying to get one up, and the shot denied, and trying to keep it with Yards. A lot of bounce stay with the Hawks. This ball is loose and gets away from the Hawks, and the Wolfpack get it back. 5:52 remaining here as we're just getting started at Susquenita High School. Tri-Five League Girls Basketball Championship game. Busy day here. Both teams coming off a big win this past Monday in the semifinals, and now the Wolfpack, and his shot is tipped. Hung on, however, by Yards. Fetzer had the shot, and here she gets his second chance, and Fetzer puts the Wolfpack on the board. Pass to Wexler, a 2-on-1 situation, and a pass to Lutmer is easily intercepted, and there is Naomi Crispin. Naomi Crispin with her first 2 points of the night. Expecting a big night for her once again. She's done all season long. Ball goes out of bounds and taken by the Wolfpack. Crispin gets the Wolfpack lay, and this pass deflected. Beckenball tried to get the interception, but gets away with her right towards the Susquenita bench. So Wolfpack get it back. Only one team in the history of the Tri-5 League tournament has won 3 in a row. That was Susquenita, and Crispin short on her first 3-point attempt. There's Beckenball over to Cam Brand. Brand with a layup goes off the side of the backboard and taken by Crispin. Crispin running for the assist, intercepted by Prince. Prince had that read perfectly, and now Prince bounces it over to Beckenball. Here's Beckenball for 3, and it's off the mark, just short. Out of bounds, taken by the Wolfpack. 4.5 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Susquenita from 2018 to 2020, they have won 3 Tri-Five League championships, and now St. Joseph's Catholic looking to do the same here with the win. A pass there for Fetzer. Fetzer finds Yards, and Yards trying to go back, intercepted by Kaden Brandt, and goes over to Beckenball. Beckenball back to Brandt, and a tough foul and a push foul is called. First foul on the Wolfpack. And you can see right away, Bethany Irwin is the head coach for St. Joe's, and she is furious on the first foul of the game. Foul is on Lauren Hines. On foul piece for both games, for both teams. There's Beckenball. Yeah, Bethany Urban is one of those coaches that doesn't show a whole lot of emotion unless if the team does something that she just doesn't like. She doesn't show a whole lot of emotion, and now there she does as the ball is poked free, and it's a turnover, actually a travel called, and it's got to be Wolfpack ball. This is the St. Joseph's team that a year ago made it to the PIAA 1A state quarterfinals. A tough loss for them. And Crispin shot off the mark, and it's rebounded by Zoe Wetmer. Zoe Wetmer, one of the top rebounders in the Tri-Valley League, having a few already. There's a three-point shot. Now it's off the mark for Brian Prince, or Claire Wexler, offensive rebound, and here's the foul, and the Hawks will have the first player to the line and shooting two. Foul is the first on Lena Fetzer. And there is Brandon Prince heading to the line and shooting two. He drills the first. Substitution coming in for the Wolfpack. That's number 13, Seki Chapa. Center free throw, ties it up. Low scoring first quarter here, but it's a good one so far. Good defensive game for both teams. We are just a little over 3 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. And a tough shot there. Banks in for Yards. Aubrey Yards. They're on the first basket of her for her in this game. And this high ball goes right through the hands of Claire Wexler. Tensions are high here for a Tri-Valley championship. We just heard Blaine Leonard, the head coach for Susquenita, say you don't have to hurry it up like that. Here's Crispin from the elbow. It's off the mark. Offensive rebound and getting the shot up but denied. There's Yards. Ball is out of bounds. They'll stay with the Wolfpack. Substitution coming in for Claire Wexler is Susquenita's wearing number 21, Kyla Fleischer. Here's Crispin. Crispin, nice pass to Yards. Yards with a shot, and it's a foul. 2 free throws coming up here for Aubrey Yards. First foul on Sully Wilkman. First free throw. This is a 3-point game. Yards good from the first. Free throw, dribbles around and drops in. 2.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Now wide open look for three. Off the mark for Kyla Fleischer. Offensive rebound for Kaden Brandt. Long rainbow pass. And here's Beckenball from mid-range. Just a little bit off. And now on defensive breakdown, wide open. And for J.C. Cunningham. J.C. Cunningham with her first 2 points. There's Beckenball. Long pass back to Welfare. Back over to Fleischer. Here's Beckenball. Back to Fleischer. Fleischer shooting free. Second chance off the mark. Offensive rebound for Brian Prince, who gets one up. And a foul is called. This will be on Aubrey Yards. Now Brian Prince once again has the line shooting two. Starts his first foul of the game. And Brian Prince now 3 for 3. Brian Prince, part of the PIAA Field Hockey State Championship team here at Susquenita this past fall. And now coming in for the Hawks is Kiara Jones. And now a timeout is called. And it's a 30-second timeout for Susquenita. We'll keep it right here. Tonight, the exclusive coverage of the Tri-Final League Girls Basketball Championship game is brought to you by the Bank of Landisburg and also presented by the Pico Yardsticks. Coming up later today, we'll have the Tri-Final League Boys Basketball Championship game. As the number 1 seed Susquenita Blackhawks take on the number 3 seed Line Mountain Eagles. Second free throw coming up for Prince after the timeout. And it's a little bit strong. Offensive rebound, basketball. There's a foul called on the Wolfpack. First foul on J.C. Cunningham. That's already the 4th foul on the Wolfpack here in the first quarter. Kyle Fleischer, their 3rd attempt for free, is just a bit short. Offensive rebound for Beckenball. Here's Brandon Prince trying to get a shooting foul, perhaps, as that was never going to go in. And here's Naomi Crispin. Crispin running forward and making it look easy as Crispin. Naomi Crispin, the 4th player in the history of her family to have 2,000 career points. 2,000. I mean, you think 1,000 points is hard enough. Try to go for 2,000. That's not happening very often, unless if you're in the Crispin family. Now, Grant Brennan from mid-range on the court, goes around and drops in. Grant Brennan hung up there for a little bit and it drops in. Less than a minute to go here in the first quarter, and a shot off the mark for Crispin. Rebounded by Susquenita. Here's Prince. Prince with a hard layup off the mark, and it's taken by Chappelle.
30 seconds left.
Chappelle there with the shot, and that's off the mark. That was actually Crispin. Offensive rebound, second chance from free from the straightaway off the mark. Offensive rebound again, and Cunningham intercepting the pass intended for Cunningham. Got 10 seconds remaining, and ball will go out of bounds, and it'll be put back in the arms of the Wolfpack. 9.1 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. 12-7 lead for the Wolfpack. There's Crispin. Crispin going forward and a strong shot. And now Brandon Prince has to take a shot. She will not take a shot. She was heavily guarded by Cunningham. And we have reached the end of the first quarter here at Susquenita High School. 12-7 for the top-seeded St. Joseph's Catholic Academy Wolfpack. And we'll be back for the start of the second quarter. This is 2026 Tri-Valley League Girls Basketball Championship game exclusively on Pirate Kite Talk Sports on Facebook and YouTube channels. We'll be back for the start of the second quarter here at Susquenita. Back here for the start of the second quarter. Thank you so much for tuning in on Pirate Kite Talk Sports on Facebook and YouTube channels. There we go, the start of the second. Susquenita gets the ball first, down by 5. We go with the second 8-minute period. There's Caden Brandt. Brandt finds Beckenball, back to Brandt. Caden Brandt also a part of that state championship field hockey team this past fall. Now looking for a Tri-Valley League championship in basketball. Pass here and some trouble hanging on to the ball. Here's Bear Rexer for free. An offensive rebound. The Wolfpack having trouble getting the ball back. And here's Garrett Jones running around, and that drops in. Garrett Jones with her first 2. There's Crispin. Crispin doesn't take a whole lot of 3-point shots. She can be clutch. You pretty much have to when you get 2,000 points. There's a shot and a foul. Now heading to the line for the first time tonight. Stucky Chapel. First foul on Caden Brandt. Chappelle nails the first. Free throw drops in for Seki. Back to a 5-point lead. Susquenita knows all too well, but this is a tough task indeed. The Wolfpack 3 years ago started a winning streak, the longest perhaps in the history of this league, a 50-game winning streak in Tri-Valley League competition. A record that might never be broken. Substitutions coming in for the Hawks. See Sawyer Rutler and Riley Eggersons coming in now for Susquenita. Here's Brandt. Nice crowd here tonight. A lot of Susquenita fans here supporting the home faithful. Here's Glenn Wexler for free, a little strong off the glass. Offensive rebound for Riley Eggersons. Eggersons under triple coverage, a jump ball, and a possession arrow pointing towards the Wolfpack. Susquenita Athletic Director Scott Markowitz, of course, is with us here tonight. This ball is loose, and last touch by Eggersons. Diving, trying to get that ball back, but goes out of bounds. We have the District 3 champions, Susquenita cheerleaders, with us here tonight. Loving pass, and Wars rejected, and Zoe Weber had her hand on it, but she lost it right away. St. Joe's gets a little bit of a break. Here's Yards. Yards with another floater, and she gets her, or correction, that's actually J.C. Cunningham there for 2. J.C. Cunningham now with 4 points. There's Eggersons trying to find Sawyer Rutler. Ball goes out of bounds. Arthur Yards there trying to get it back. And whoa, hold on. Is there a foul actually? Yes, there was. It's a foul on Aubrey Yards. That's her second. And now substitution coming for the Wolfpack. Layla Fetzer back in for St. Joe's. And oh man, Ryan Eggersons was wide open from the corner. Could have been a better situation there. A shot there is off the mark for Wexler. And Naomi Crispin gets in for 2 more. She already has 6. Here's Karen Brandt. Under heavy pressure, over to Brandon Prince. Pass Karen Brandt, lays one up. Offense win for Sawyer Rutler. Straight up, gets her own rebound, and jump ball is called. He'll stay with the Lady Hawks. You can definitely tell the tensions are high here for a Tri-Valley League championship between both coaches. Here with us today, Claire Wexler shot just a bit short from mid-range. Here's Cunningham. Cunningham with a high shot, and she banks it for 2 more. J.C. Cunningham now with 6 points. There is one player that is out tonight with an illness for St. Joe's. That's Alexia Lukovic, out with an illness today. She's one of the biggest contributors for St. Joe's. But now a offensive foul. Kayla Brandt caught on the offensive foul. That's her second And team second of the second quarter. Teams all around. How about that? There's Crispin. Finds Cunningham. Cunningham wide open. Gets the shot up. And draw commences. So J.C. Cunningham for the first time tonight will head to the line shooting two. Second foul on Stobie Welkmer. Free throw for Cunningham. Off the mark. Second free throw drops in. J.C. Cunningham now with 7 points. 4:40 remaining here in the second quarter. This second ball up heavy against Cunningham. Here's Brand. Brand forced to retreat back. There's second ball. Ball finds Karen Brand. Finds Sawyer Weltmer. Good passing here for the Hawks. Surprisingly, not taking a shot on any of these passes. A wise passer, one-handed for Sawyer Weltmer to find. Turn one, Kyla Fleischer. First three-pointer of the game.
That was a great pass.
And Crispin trying to get it back from way downtown. Offensive rebound, another shot, another rebound, and later Fetzer hits it in for 2. 11-point lead now for the Wolfpack. They have been dominating everybody all season. This has been a Wolfpack team. This is a Wolfpack team that started the season 2-2 after 2 tough losses against Bishop Carroll and Indiana area. Both doing very well this season. Foul called on Lauren Hines, that's her second. Now Cam Brandt into the line shooting 2, and she hits her first one of the afternoon. Substitution coming in for the Hawks. Kiara Jones back in. 3:33 remaining. It's now a 9-point game as Brandt hits both free throws. There's Crispin. Crispin a little bit. Kind of reminds me of Caitlin Clark a little bit with the way that she shoots from way downtown beyond the three-point line. And so far that hasn't been working out well for the senior standout. Crispin, this ball marked out of bounds. Wolfpack get it back. Crispin for a target. And now a quick pass and shoot for 3. Lauren Hines off the mark. This ball is loose, taken it back by Crispin. Crispin, the future Westchester University Golden Ram. And now here's Crispin with an easy floater. It's never easy with those kind of shots, but Crispin just making it look easy as she has 8 points. Less than 3 minutes left in the first half. Here's Kiara Jones. Jones out faking one defender. Shot well short, however, and it's taken by Fetzer. There's Crispin. Now back screen there for Cunningham. Cunningham on a pick and roll with the shot, and that is off the mark. Rebounded by Brandt. There's Brandon Prince. This ball's loose and a jump ball. Says they're pointing towards the Wolfpack. Substitution coming in for the Hawks. Coming back in for the first time tonight, actually, is Katie Amy. Susquenita Hawks are coming off a big win against Line Mountain this past Monday. They'll make it here tonight. There's Naomi Crispin once again. And now a timeout called by St. Joseph's Catholic Academy. Timeout called by St. Joe's. It's a 30-second timeout for the Wolfpack. 2:01 remaining here in the second quarter. Coming up in about 2 minutes, we'll have our Prairie County Talk Sports Zone halftime report. We'll have first half stats. We have some very special people to thank here for us today as we are here live at Susquenita. All that and more coming up on the Prairie County Talk Sports Zone halftime report. Back here after the St. Joe's timeout. Here's Beckenball. Susquenita crowd, despite being the away team unofficially here for the Tri-Friday Championship, this Susquenita crowd a little bit quiet here. Shot here goes out of bounds. It'll stick around with the Hawks. Excuse me. Substitution come in for Susquenita. Claire Wexler is back in. Pass right to Wexler. Wexler up against Cunningham, and shot in what looked like a good block. Instead, it's a foul. And it's a second on Layla Fetzer. Now heading to the line, shooting two for the first time tonight is Claire Wexler. She has been scoreless so far in this game. Not anymore. She throws in the first. Both teams with 3 fouls apiece in the second quarter. 95 seconds remaining before halftime. Wexler hits both free throws. Susquenita doing well as a team from the free throw line. So far, there's Crispin there again with 2 more. Crispin pulling up big numbers as she has done all season, already with 12 points. And now Claire Wexler for free. Eyes off the mark. And it's rebounded and almost got away there from Crispin. Crispin able to get it out. And here's Crispin with a high foul and a blocking foul. Self foul is called actually. Naomi Crispin heading over to the line shooting 2. The foul is the second now on Lena Beckenball. Naomi Crispin heading to the line shooting 2 for the first time. She drills in the first. Susquenita so far as a team is 7 for 8 from the free throw line. Substitution coming in for Susquenita. Kyla Fleischer back in. And the officials getting together here for some reason. But was that a bad substitution potentially for Susquenita? No, I guess not. So there's some confusion there at the scores table. Here's Crispin with the second free throw. She hits them both. She now has 14 points. 1 minute remaining in the second quarter. And the Wolfpack up by 15. Travel called on Claire Wexler. We knew this would be a tough task for Susquenita girls basketball as the Wolfpack have won 50 consecutive games in the Tri-Valley League. Now Crispin, uncontested free, and Ganji is off the mark from downtown. Wessel, and looked like it was supposed to be a jump ball, instead it's a foul on St. Joe's. Third foul now on Layla Fetzer. 6 seconds remaining in the first half. Last pass, Fleischer needs this one, and it's off the mark. And taken back by Brandon Prince, almost cleared by Hines. And now a foul occurs. Or no foul, it was poked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Hawks, however. 24 seconds left. There's second ball. And ball up against Cunningham. Finds Cam. Brandon lost it. And this ball is loose and knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Brandon Prince. 14 seconds remaining. Now substitution coming in for the Hawks. Katie Amy back in, coming in for Kyle Fleischer. 7 points for Susquenita in the first quarter, 9 here in the second. The Wolfpack going for one more shot. 5 seconds to go in the air. Crispin gets it up, and an offensive foul. That will get Susquenita student section fired up as Ione Crispin is called on her first foul. And with 3 seconds remaining in the first half, Susquenita has a chance for a big shot.
3 seconds left.
Over to Brandon Prince. Brandon Prince has to hurry. Ball is loose, and Susquenita had an opportunity there to get a buzzer beater, but goes for nothing. We have reached halftime here. 31-16 for the St. Joe's Catholic Wolfpack. And we'll be back in a couple minutes for the Perry County Talk Sports Zone halftime report. Your score at halftime, Susquenita 16, St. Joe's Catholic 31. This is the 2026 Tri-Valley League Girls Basketball Championship game. Susquenita versus St. Joe's Catholic, exclusively on the Perry County Talk Sports Zone Facebook page and YouTube channels, and it's presented by the Bank of Landsberg and Pico Yardscapes. Back in a couple of minutes for the halftime report. We are back here for the Perry County Talk Sports Zone halftime report. As you can see on the bottom of your screen, St. Joe's Catholic Academy just utterly impressive, to say the least, as they have been all season long. 31-16 for the Wolfpack at the half. And here we have our first half stats for both teams. First for Susquenita, 3 different players scoring 2 points. Claire Wexler Zoe Weltmer and Kiara Jones. 2 players scoring 3 points, Brandon Prince and Kyla Fleischer. Kyla Fleischer so far with the only 3-point shot successfully made in this entire game for either team. And Cam Brand leads the way with 4 points. Susquenita has been doing well from free throw shooting, going 7 of 8 from the free throw line in the first half. And now here first half stats for St. Joe's Catholic. 2 points for Seki Chappelle. 4 points for Layla Fetzer. 4 points for Aubrey Yarts. 7 points for J.C. Cunningham. And no surprise here, Naomi Crispin. 14 points in the first half. Well over 2,000 points. And she has the most points so far in this game for any player on either team. Coming up later tonight, right here at Susquenita High School, we'll have the Tri-Fire League Boys Basketball Championship game. That's the top seed Susquenita Blackhawks coming off a thrilling win this past Monday against Greenwood in the semifinals. Will take on Line Mountain. Line Mountain shocking everybody in the Tri-Fire League semifinals, upsetting the 2 seed St. Joe's Catholic Academy by a score of 55 to 41. But Line Mountain, man, I mean, Susquenita boys basketball, they have 3 losses on the year so far. One of them was against Line Mountain not that long ago, in fact. That was back on January 22nd, just a few weeks ago, when Line Mountain beat the Hawks at home by a score of 45-42. So boys basketball, it can come down to a wire. I think one thing that's safe to say for Susquenita boys basketball, they are looking to just beat Lion Mountain so lopsidedly because their last 2 games against West Perry and Greenwood have been very exciting, very close. I'm surprised I still have a voice here from this past Monday night. I was even had a broadcast West Perry basketball last night against James Buchanan. Congratulations, quick shout out to West Perry Mustangs. A big win last night against James Buchanan for their last game of the season. But we are thankful to be here tonight. Thank you to those who considered a donation, brought us a donation so we can broadcast here tonight. Most of the fundings came from Pico Yardscape, so we appreciate them for helping us out here today. As we are set to be here for our Tri-Fi League Boys and Girls Basketball Championship games. And this is pretty much it for us here for the winter sports season. The next time most likely we'll get together will be on March 21st. That's a Saturday over at West Perry for the 2026 Perry County Baseball Tournament. I'll be at West Perry. Yeah, we got a little bit of a break. Yeah, we cannot wait for baseball and softball. I think we're more excited about baseball and softball weather. I mean, this past winter was brutal. I mean, the snow that we got here, it's still around. It's sticking around for quite some time. And we even saw some snow flurries earlier today here in Duncan, but nothing significant that we won't be able to be here today. We also want to thank Scott Markowitz, the athletic director for Susquenita, for allowing us to be here today. And we want to thank all you at home for watching as well here on the Perry County Talk Sports Zone Facebook and YouTube channels. And we still got a second half yet to go here in the Tri-Fi League Girls Basketball Championship game as Susquenita now heads out of the halftime locker room. The home faithful applying the efforts. We already seen Line Mountain fans filling in here as Line Mountain Susquenita Boys Basketball will go for a championship. And we'll be back in about 2 minutes for the start of the second half. This is the 2026 Tri-Fi League Girls Basketball Championship game, Susquenita versus St. Joseph's Catholic, exclusively on the Perry County Talk Sports Zone Facebook and YouTube channels, and it's brought to you by Pico Yardscapes and the Bank of Landisburg. Back in 2 minutes to get started in the second half. Are you a business that's facing financial troubles here? If you're looking to spread the word out, we are currently looking for sponsors right here for the Perry County Talk Sports Zone organization. We are a non-profit, volunteer-based organization that loves to bring the action to you at home in any sport within Perry County. And if you are a business, we want you as a sponsor. Please feel free to head us over on Facebook, send me or Nick Miller a message, and we'll see if we can get some sponsorship for you right here, as we have thousands of people watching all the time here. I know you look at the number of viewers, but trust me, the number you see here is always higher with more people watching. And and we also have a couple of donors that helped us out with providing fees here to show us off the mark. Well, I think Anastasia, along with Taylor, April Klein, thank you so much. And yeah, it's a couple of other donors here. Thank you so much for providing donation for the Perry County Talk Sports Zone Facebook page. Here's Naomi Crispin. It's the third foul now on Susquenita, Zoe Ruffmer, and Naomi Crispin. Perfect from line so far, and she remains perfect here with a free throw. So our free throw also drops in for Crispin. And if you like what you see, please feel free to send a donation via Venmo. We have some fires going around, and offensive rebound, steal and a score for Claire Wexler. Wexler's first field goal of the game. Crispin from downtown, just a bit short from three-point range. And Cunningham trying to get it back. Foul called on the Hawks. It's the third foul now on Lena Beckenball. Paul will stay with the Wolfpack. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in on the Perry County Talk Sports Zone Facebook and YouTube channels. This ball is loose, goes off the noggin of Audrey Yards. And Susquenita gets a takeaway. Here's Cam Brett over to Claire Wexler. Wexler for free, buries it. Claire Wexler has come alive all of a sudden. And a whistle here, and something was thrown from the student section. I'm sure that was an accident. A quick whistle there. Claire Wexler has come alive here, and Susquenita trying to battle back. That's only the second three-point shot successfully made in this game, both for Susquenita, one for Claire Wexler, the other for Kyla Fleischer. And there's a high shot, and ball is loose. Welper trying to get it back instead of Beckenball. And Susquenita all of a sudden is showing life. Here's Brandon Prince. Brandon Prince with a shot denied by Yards. Ball is loose, and good hold and good score. Claire Wexler again. And just like that, she has 7 points in the third quarter and makes this a 10-point game. Living pass, and shot here denied. A shot here, man, all out of sorts there was Aubrey Yards. A good shot, but just getting underneath it. Takes the second shot denied by Zoe Wutmer. Here's Yards over to Crispin. Crispin moving forward, and Cunningham. Oh, beautiful pass from Crispin to find J.C. Cunningham, who now has 9 points. Good screen in for Brandt. Over to Beckenball. And ball back to Brandt. Brandt up against Yards. Yards says, no way. Naomi Crispin leads the Tri-Valley League in assists. She has 93 of them in the regular season. And there's a shot, and that goes down for Cunningham once again, who's now in double digits with 11 points. Naomi Crispin now with 16 points. Those two working well together despite missing Alexia Lukovic out with an illness today. Yeah, they punch off for Wexler off the mark. Rebound by Sawyer Wetmer. Back to Beckenball. Cam Prince right away free. Just a bit strong. Offense rebound again for Brandon Prince this time. There's Claire Wexler. There's Beckenball. Beckenball lost it here, and Crispin went down hard, but goes right back up. And shot denied by Yards. Sawyer Wetmer. Good defensive game here. St. Joe's Prep, or St. Joseph's Catholic Academy, leads the top scoring offense and the best defense in the Tri-Valley League. And it's not even close between the top two teams in each of those two categories. And here's Beckenball. Going over to Cam Brandt, back to Beckenball. Here's Claire Wexler. And this ball is loose. Shot here, denied, and last touch by Yards. And the Hawks get back. 4:08 remaining. Susquenita down by 14. Wexler back over to Caden Brandt. And Brandt finds Beckenball. Beckenball for free. Just a bit off. Offense rebound for Sawyer Wetmer. And now here's Brandon Prince off the dish from Claire Wexler. This ball's loose. Cam Brandt gets one up. And 2 free throws come up for Cam Brandt as a foul occurs. And the foul for St. Joe's is the third now on Lauren Himes. Cam Brandt hits her first free throw in the second half. She hit 2 earlier. Caden Brandt, fourth free throw of the night, and she drops in for her. We are over halfway through the third quarter, 3:37 remaining. And now Crispin needs this one in. Oh! Just make it look easy, and finally, St. Joe's Catholic has a 3-pointer. All right, Crispin, just make it look easy. Almost like a Caitlin Clark kind of shot. Here's the shot for Sawyer Wetmer, who gets in for 2. Heavily contested shot for Weltmer and drops in. Pass intercepted. Actually not, it was tipped by Weltmer. It'll go back to St. Joe's. And now a timeout is called. It's a 30-second timeout. We have 3 full timeouts remaining. Coming up next, after this one, we'll have the Tri-Valley League Boys Basketball Championship game between Susquenita and Line Mountain. Line Mountain upsetting St. Joe's Catholic this past Monday on the road. Now Line Mountain, what of the storylines for the Boys Basketball Championship game between Susquenita and Line Mountain? Neither one of them have a Tri-Valley League playoff championship. So one of those two teams is going to win their first Tri-Valley League championship. There's Crispin from way downtown. She goes back to back from long range. She now has 22 points. There's no doubt in my mind that Crispin is going to do well at Westchester, but I had a chance to talk with some of the players earlier today, and they said, well, goal today is to win a Tri-Valley League championship, which they are confident they will do. But one thing they have never done before, win a state championship. It is state championship or bust for St. Joseph's Catholic Academy this season. And they know they can do it. They were in the quarterfinals a year ago in the state. Off the mark for Yards, and taken back by Brandon Prince. All by herself, Naomi Crispin with a breakaway, and she gets in for 2. Now Crispin looking free and roll. Are you kidding me? Naomi Crispin. She was struggling from 3-point range in the first half, but she has found her spark, and that is where she becomes dangerous. She has now hit 3 in a row from that kind of a distance, too. And there's a shot for Claire Rexer, drifts around, not drop again, and it's rebounded by Yards. Here's Crispin. Watch, she's going to do this again. Watch. No, maybe not. She's going to go for a pass. Goes right through Cunningham. And with 1:25 remaining, Susquenita gets it back. Now down by 17. Substitution coming for Susquenita. Lena Beckenball back in. Correction, Kyle Fleischer checking in for Susquenita. There's Claire Wexler. Claire Wexler, good defensive stuff for Crispin. And ball goes out of bounds. That's touched by Beckenball. We were kind of thinking, in fact, this would be a mercy rule situation for St. Joseph's Catholic Academy, but Susquenita hang in there. And now this ball is knocked loose. Hung on by Yards and back to Crispin. There's Crispin from downtown again, and not going to make her 4th in a row, but offensive rebound, and that drops in for number 13, Seki Chappelle. There for the Wolfpack, who has her first field goal of the game, and she now has 4 points. 37 seconds remaining here in the third. There's Kaden Brandt. It's now a 19-point game. Rexer is showing off a little magic here, but well short. Heavy contested against JC Cunningham. 23 seconds left. The Wolfpack have a chance to blow this one low further. Here's Crispin. Crispin dishes it over to Fetzer. Now this is Chappelle. Chappelle with a shot. Offensive rebound. And it drops in for Aubrey Yards. Aubrey Yards has her first 2 points. She's scoring 4. And now the best bit for Beckenball. Just a bit off target. And we have reached the end of the third quarter. The Wolfpack from St. Joe's Catholic looking for a three-peat. And are up by 21. 50-29 against Susquenita with 8 minutes remaining here in our championship game. We'll be back for the fourth quarter in our Tri-Fi League Girls Basketball Championship game on Perry Cat Talk Sports on Facebook page and YouTube channel. We'll be back for the fourth quarter. Back here for the fourth quarter. A 21-point play for the Wolfpack and St. Joe's. We're going to become the second team ever to win 3 consecutive Tri-Fi League championships. The first team to do that was Susquenita. And now here's Cam Brandt and Kiara Jones. Brandt for 3 and throws in and out. Oh my goodness, what a break for the Wolfpack. And now this ball is almost knocked loose. Crispin denied a shot. And here's the interception and Prince. Oh, Prince probably heard screaming there for a second down on the floor. Probably somebody from the stands, probably. The ball goes out of bounds. He'll stay with the Lady Hawks. Here is Riley Equisitz. Back to Kiara Jones. Kiara Jones for long range from 2. Kiara Jones gets the first 2 points of the fourth quarter in this one. This ball's loose. They take it back by Jones. Pass 10 for Brent. Intercepted by Yarts. Crispin calling for it from way downtown. Are you kidding me? Naomi Crispin has now made 4 of her last 5 3-point shots. And she just continues to roll from that kind of a distance. I mean, that's the kind of a distance that you see in the WNBA. She's just making it look so easy. Who knows? Maybe she'll be alongside Caitlin Clark in a few years. Shot here off the mark. Now a 22-point game. Dart's thought about going for free. Instead goes over to Himes. Here's Cunningham. And Cunningham gets one up. Offensive rebound for Yards. And a foul. And the basket counts for Aubrey Yards. It's the 4th foul on Zoe Welchmer. Yeah, 1. A little strong for Yards. Now here's a 3-point shot. They need this one for Eggersitz. Harris is one of the best 3-point shooters in the Tri-Fire League. Off the mark on our first one. Here's Crispin. Over now. Crispin with the offensive rebound. And a whistle. Jump ball. And it goes back to the Lady Hawks. 5:44 to go. Some of the fans here from Susquenita starting to get anxious. And I think a timeout was just called by St. Joseph. And St. Joseph's calls a timeout. Yeah, it's a full timeout, so we'll take a break. It's our first full timeout here in the game. And we'll be back after St. Joseph's timeout. We are back here after the St. Joe's timeout. You can tell that the head coach for St. Joe's Catholic Academy is very aggressive, arguing with her own scorebook keeper about how many timeouts she had left, perhaps. But that is Bethany Irvin, one of the best coaches in history, if not the best coach in the history of District 6 girls basketball. Just to think, 3 years ago, this was a team that went 0-18. And now they have dominated since touring the Tri-Fire League and winning 50 consecutive games in the Tri-Fire League, winning 2 Tri-Fire League championships, and about to get their 3rd. Here's a 3-point shot. That is off the mark, dribbling around a little bit for Himes. And a quick foul was called. This is a St. Joseph's Catholic team who will never be satisfied until they get what they ultimately want, and that is a state championship. There we go with 2 free throws coming up for number 22. That's Layla Fetzer. Now substitutions coming for Susquenita, Clara Wexler, Katie Amy, and Leah Beckenbauer back in. First free throw, and Fetzer is now 0 for 3 from the free throw line. 5:01 remaining. It's a 24-point lead for the Wolfpack. And here, Fetzer hits her first free throw of the day. She's now 1 for 4. St. Just Kathleen knows what it's like to be up on a big stage. They were in the state quarterfinal a year ago. But what we heard this season for St. Joe's is state championship or bust. And now this ball taken back, his ball is loose, and Crispin wide open look. And we can see the face, Bethany Irving is like, hey, relax a little bit. She was like, oh man, that was about to be the easiest 2 points of the day. But instead, it's a turnover. Susquenita gets it back. 4.5 minutes to go. There's Karen Brand from the elbow. She gets in from mid-range. Karen Brand now at 8 points. There's Crispin. And now defensive breakdown going in for Lena Fetzer. Fetzer there, now with 7 points. Now a 25-point lead. Here's Kaden Brandt. 4 minutes remaining here in our championship game. This ball is loose and dribbling around and going down. Who's got to get the end of this one? This ball is still loose. Everybody diving for it, and a jump ball was called. Session hour point towards St. Joe's. This ball is loose, and Susquenita gets it back. This ball knocked out of bounds, almost intercepted by Aubrey Yards. We just saw a basketball team walk in here for a boys team. I don't think that's Susquenita or Line Mountain. I don't know who that is over there, but we're going to find out. But here's second ball for 3. And that is off the mark, rebounded by Yards. There's Crispin. Crispin under heavy pressure. Gets a sidestep and takes a shot and forget about it. You leave Naomi Crispin open like that, she'll make you pay. She has now hit 5 out of 6 3-point shots in the second half. And now this ball is stolen away by Crispin. Crispin, latest to trifecta they can steal. She has her first one here tonight. And now this ball up high and let go wisely there by Katie Amy. 2:33 remaining. And now this ball is being knocked around. Karen Brand shoots for mid-range and she gets 2 more. Karen Brand now in double digits with 10 points. Here's Crispin. Crispin finds Yards. Back over to Grimes. Excuse me, to Himes. And this ball is loose. Knocked out of bounds. And Susquenita takes it back. Or no, this was actually an offensive foul. Offensive foul is the 3rd on Aubrey Yards. Riley Eckresitz checks in for Susquenita. Both teams are going to be in their respective district playoffs, which begins next week. We now know for Susquenita, they will be on the road in the first round in the District 3 quarterfinals. They will be at Northern Lebanon for a first round matchup. While St. Joe's Catholic County in District 6, they'll be hosting Ferndon as the number 3 seed. Now this ball is loose, less than 2 minutes to go. Here's Crispin. Crispin by Hines for 3, dribbles in and out, and rebounded by Eckresitz. Less than 90 seconds remaining. Here's Beckenball for 3, off the mark, rebounded by Yards. Here's Crispin taking her time. Now Yards dribbling around and drops in for Aubrey Yards. Whistle. Substitutions being brought in for Susquenita. Sarah Klauser and 33 Gabby Buck check in for Susquenita. 59 seconds left in our girls basketball championship game. There's Klauser. Klauser follow shooting free up against Cunningham. There's Sarah Klauser shooting free, and here on her first attempt, she buries it for the perimeter three. Sarah Klauser, where did that come from?
Where was she the whole game?
Yeah, exactly. Where was she the entire game? Her first shot was solid, right on the money. Oh, man. 20 seconds to go. There's Crispin. And looks like the Wolfpack is not going to go for anything else. There, Krauser trying to foul Crispin. 5 seconds to go. St. Joseph's Catholic, one of the most impressive runs we've ever seen in Tri-Valley League. Have won 51 straight games in the Tri-Valley League and now a 3-time Tri-Valley champion. 63-38 the final. And Naomi Crispin. $31 points for Naomi Crispin. No doubt our Tri-Valley League most valuable player. And I'm not entirely sure if there's a trophy to this for Tri-Valley League Championship, as we see the Susquenita Athletic Director Scott Markowitz and St. Joseph's Catholic Academy Wolfpack, just showing everybody here why they are. And yeah, there is a championship trophy here. So we'll keep it right here for the trophy presentation. Scott Markowitz hanging off and a little bit of a championship memorabilia. Third consecutive year, in fact, the Wolfpack have won it. Not quite a big celebration if most teams would be having, but they do know that for St. Joseph's Catholic Academy, they are not satisfied. They will not be satisfied until they get what they ultimately want, and that is a state championship. And with the talent and caliber style team that they have in 1A for St. Joseph's Catholic Academy, they could be on their way. Best of luck to both teams, Susquenita and St. Joseph's Catholic Academy, in their respective district playoff championship tournaments. Who knows? I mean, well, actually, no, because Susquenita is in 4A, St. Joseph's Catholic is in 1A. But here we are, the Wolfpack, now clinching the three-peat as Tri-Valley League champions. And it's their 22nd win on the season, as they'll look to take on Ferndale. And first round playoff game in District 6 on Monday, February 16th. That's a tentative date. We're not sure for that for sure, but we do know for Susquenita girls basketball, they'll be on the road on Thursday, February 19th, 1 week from tomorrow, in a District 3 first round playoff game when they travel down to Northern Lebanon to take on the Lady Vikings. Now it's 7 o'clock, 1 week from tomorrow. Best of luck to both teams. Coming up next in 20 minutes, we'll have the Tri-Valley League Boys Basketball Championship game as Susquenita Blackhawks, 1 seed, takes on the 3 seed Lion Mountain. And we'll be back with a brand new stream right here on Prairie County Talk Sports on Facebook and YouTube channels for the Boys Basketball Championship. Congratulations to the St. Joseph's Catholic Academy Wolfpack, the 2026 Tri-Valley League Girls Basketball Championships. We'll see you later in 19 minutes for the Boys Basketball Championship. Susquenita versus Lion Mountain.